And more revelations, viewers, more breaking inputs in the Ketan Agrawal murder case. Sia's alleged associate Chetan Chaudhary has asked her to wait for around 3 years before marriage as he wanted to settle his career. However, Sia's marriage with Ketan was already scheduled for November. Reports further claim that the duo later conspired and pushed Ketan into a valley at Lohagarh Fort near Pune, allegedly to buy time for their relationship. And joining me now is Shweta Verma. You know, Shweta, I wanted to earlier on also share this with our viewers. There are, reports coming out of the fact that, a lot of murders have happened like this, where the girl was perhaps involved with a man who wasn't, had left a man who was perhaps settled career-wise, had everything going for him professionally, and went on to, perhaps murder him for a man who wasn't professionally very well settled. A lot of cases have arisen. We did speak about, we did cover the case also where a woman had murdered a man in the merchant navy for a man who was perhaps unemployed. And this seems to be a pattern here that is coming to light. But coming back to this case, the fact of the matter is that the man that Sia was in love with was not professionally settled, and of course she wanted to buy time for that relationship, and in the meantime, of course, her marriage was fixed to Ketan. What more can you tell us about this?
Well, that's right, Vaishali. In fact, an important instance that you have got here for our viewers. Remember what happened in Sonam Raghuvanshi case also? Raja Raghuvanshi was somebody who was settled, and the person for whom Sonam was actually looking forward for to live rest of her life wasn't really well settled. But what they did eventually was something really terrible. And coming to this particular case, where Sia Goel, she completed her education and she was allegedly in relationship with Chetan despite having, the engagement that was done with Ketan Agrawal. With this, we also see that she wanted Chetan to, they both wanted to get married, but here we see that while they understood that this is not possible, and in November the marriage was scheduled, thinking that they would possibly buy some more time for themselves and for their relationship. It was the plan that was hatched by Sia and Chetan that they are going to push Ketan Agrawal on 18th of June and possibly get away with a murder, and this is how they could get some more time for the relationship.
All right, Shweta, I'll come back to you.